Hello everybody, this is the Mothership here, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the new event chest Weekend Reloaded from Deca in Realm of the Mad God. Now, this event started off on the 16th of September with the Puppet Masters Theater and ended on the 18th of September. And if you haven't seen Hofster's video on that, go check it out. It was his thoughts on the Puppet Masters Theater and everything, but I'm not going to be covering that much in this video. Now, the new event right now is the Ocean Trench, and that was the pre-mentioned mystery dungeon. And it was revealed to be the Ocean Trench on the 18th, and it will end on the 20th at noon CEST, Central Eastern Time. So, if you have not noticed that event, I recommend you get in on this and maybe even do some OTs, look for some hermits. What happens is now, instead of just a chest spawning crazily at once all things are cleared from a dungeon, it will actually send a message in the chat and be at the boss room like usual in the OT, but it will be invulnerable for 15 seconds after it calls out. Now, this chest also has 180,000 HP, which is up from 120,000 that it used to be, so more people have more time to hit it and things like that. And they also grant fame and experience when you kill the chest. Now, the way you get these chests is you clear out every single room of every single monster, and then you must go back to the boss room, and you have to kill Thessel and all of the deep sea beasts in there as well, and all the ink blots or whatever from the squids. Once every entity is out except for players and pets, you will be able to kill this chest. And the new chest in the Ocean Trenches drops the Baby Jinja skin, which is adorable in my opinion, the Mini Rosenblade skin, and these things like 5,000 feed power, okay? If you haven't heard about that on Reddit, it's crazy, 5,000 feed power, so feed these things if you have too many of them. I think the Mini Rosenblade skin is adorable as well. I think it's way better than the first Rosenblade skin, although I still use the Rosenblade original skin on my ninja since I don't have the new one yet. They dropped the Quiver of Thunder, so that's the new, I think I would call it an event white, because it's kind of like a Penteract. It's like you kill one of the things, as that's part of a close the realm thing. So it drops the Quiver of Thunder at a very low drop chance, of course. And potions of defense, attack, speed, and mana, soulbound, as well as T13 armors, T12 weapons. So these are the tops, like the best, tiered armor and weapons you can get. T6 skills and T6 rings. You can get unbound rings from this thing. There is also, sadly for some, but some people might think this is a good change, there's no guaranteed loot, so you can't automatically get, like, blah, 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 a cookie or something in the group, as with, I believe, the last OT event had that. But there are Quivers of Thunder and adorable Mini Rosenblade skins in here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I think of this. Now, I personally am kind of getting the feeling that there have been a lot of events happening for the players, considering that Month of the Mad God has not been going on. I feel like we actually are having more events outside of Month of the Mad God now, and it's kind of weird for me. Personally, as somebody who is in an active guild who has Ocean Trenches and things opened for them, I think it's kind of fun to do these things and get these special whatevers. Even though I've never gotten one of the rare items, I've gotten one cookie from the Ocean Trenches. That was 1,111 feed power, barely worth feeding to my pet. But still, I think it's kind of cool that we have the chance to do this. But for some people who don't have guilds, they can't. I also feel like the argument of like Deca's stealing money from players or whatever, I don't really agree with that, because you don't have to do them if you don't want to. And at the end of the day, it is like pixels in a game. It's like if you don't want to do it, don't buy it. But also, I feel like Deca's doing a lot of events, and I'm hoping that with these events coming out, which are, I assume, fairly easy to organize, they are adding new sprites and things like the Rosenblade. I hope they are at the same time working on quality content and working on getting Realm off of Flash, or just recoding Realm properly, or adding new dungeons or something. I hope they're not just doing events, and I'm sure they're not. But at the same time, we have to be patient because they are not a huge company, and they need money, which is obviously a large reason of why these events are happening, not just to keep players engaged, but also they're amazing money-making methods, and they're optional. You don't have to pay to do them, and they give a lot of like really rare items that aren't game breaking necessarily. Anyway, I think it's kind of cool that Deca can use this to give players somewhat new content in the form of events that keep them entertained, and it's fun, and it's something new every week to look forward to. But at the same time, I'm really hoping they're working on some quality content, and I just haven't seen too many sneak peeks at that. I'm also super happy about this update in that they have taken sort of the biggest duping method, which was crashing the realm when it goes to Oryx, and that would duplicate items if you did it right. I'm not going to go into detail on it because I've never done it. I have no idea exactly how it works. I assume you just trade and click things. But I think it's really cool that they removed that. So now the prices of items will go up, probably, but I think having items cost more and not be duplicated, and making sure that players like work for their items instead of duplicating their items to buy better items to duplicate. Like, I think even people who were duplicating in the past, maybe they'll have even more fun now because they won't spend their days duplicating. They'll spend them playing the game and getting real items. As well, for the players who just don't have that much money, they won't be stuck in this rut of like everybody around them has a ton of duped items. I think it'll be a lot better now that, well, not that duping is going to be over forever. I'm sure someone will come up with a new dupe, but I think it'll be better now that that main dupe has been taken out of the game. And also, Deca's gotten rid of multi-boxers, which is really cool. This especially helps lower level players who just never get loot when a multi-boxer was in a dungeon. That pissed me off when I was PPEing. But I think this event thing is kind of cool. With all the chests, and in summary, go out and do some OTs if you run across them. You don't necessarily have to buy them, but you can get Quivers of Thunders and really cool items, and I'm just sort of like, alright, thanks Deca, you're doing something fun, and at least you're engaging with the community a little bit, especially through Reddit, and taking their suggestions. So that's my little sort of ramble. It's not really a rant, it's more of a ramble on the Ocean Trench event in Realm the Mad God. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Also, don't forget to enter the big video giveaway thing that is coming out on Tuesday. Ciao.